So, something I'm going to talk about today is resilience. It's something that we all have. And in mystery school, we used to understand that we were soul having a human experience and that things would happen and we would grow and learn from it. And anyone that has done the millennium calendar understands that we're in a cycle. And for 2025, when this is being recorded, we're in the end of a cycle. It's a completion cycle. And in that process, might be coming to the realization of their resilience. And so today we're going to be talking about resilient people find purpose as they do something, and you're all doing this naturally without even thinking. But before I start, I want to share what is resilience. Because resilience, sometimes words are thrown around, and I looked it up to say, what is resilient? Because we've also got our own interpretation and meaning of resilience. Resilience, being able to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties. Now, you may not think that sometimes when we're in the 3D paradigm, but by gosh, you are and do, that you do recover quickly from those difficulties. And for each person, the difficulties are very, very different. What are they? Anything. Someone's difficulty might be not being able to get out of bed. Someone else's difficulty because they're physically disabled. Someone else's difficulty might be they had a relationship breakup. Someone else might be they can't spell. Somebody else might be they can't speak the language, local language. It is you all do, and always will do, be able to recover quickly from these difficulties, but you don't notice it, don't see it, don't recognize it, and then don't celebrate it, which was part of mystery school, that we used to see it, recognize it, acknowledge it, then celebrate it. And we were celebrating ourselves. The other word meaning, ability to move through and grow from that difficult time. It was understanding that we are evolving. We're here to go and grow and grow. Now, that growing part, I quite often hear people in self-development world and the spiritual world say, I'm here to raise the consciousness of the world. Actually, it's of your own world first. Because when we do it for us, there's an energy that ripples out and it just keeps going out and out and out for everyone else. Self just to get into that space. And then you're the example of what's possible. So when you move through these difficulties and grow, everyone is watching you in a bad way. They're actually admiring you. Well, how did you do that? I noticed that you went through that. It's just sometimes in the 3D world, we don't feel like we can grow and evolve from that pain. And there's something that resilient people find in that purpose, in that difficulty, and that's you. And it's that they take control of their destiny. That's number one. So somewhere, as you've been through that difficulty, you've gone, do you know what? This is really creating hurt, pain, loss, isolation, segregation. Can't do this anymore. So I need to take control. I need to actually change my life and go, I'm in control. Because the one thing that we can control is the controllables. One can be our actions. If people want to get healthy and they're not eating properly, well, take control of your destiny. Clean out the fridge, those that have done the Bite Me program. Clean out all the fridge in the pantry. Get rid of the chocolate cookies. Come on now. The ice cream. The stuff that's not good for you. You can control the controllables, such as that. To take control of your destiny, it's the actions. It's also the thoughts. Now, those thoughts might be through affirmations, through hypnotherapy, through NLP, through journaling, through counseling, through whatever it is modality that you use. But if we look at the mind and the body, taking control of your destiny, it's like, wait, what can't I take control of? And then you'll make a decision. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to eat healthy. I'm feeling really bad after eating 10 packets of chocolate biscuits. By the way, I don't eat chocolate biscuits, but I'll use that as an example. And so I'm going to take control of my destiny and say, right, time to clean out the packets, the pantry of the biscuits. And once I make that decision and I action it, throw out the biscuits. And then when I'm craving them, be aware of my thoughts, that I decide, you know what, I'm going to change it to have celery, freshly cut celery. I soak it in water so it's always crunchy. Then what happens is we start to notice a change. We start to feel better. Then comes number two. We've actually created a value for ourselves that we are worthwhile and we really want to hear, know, and understand us. What do we actually value? And it might be I value my health. Now, this actually happened to one of my clients recently. Went to the doctor because he had pain just under his right rib cage. And I went, it sounds like the liver to me. He went and had an x-ray, ultrasound, and it was his liver. He thought, well, I'll just take a pill for that. But he got a big scare from the doctor that if you don't do something, your liver is so sick it could turn into cancer. So he took control of his destiny. He decided to stop drinking 2 liters of Coke every day. Didn't help the liver. And once he understood what he valued, which was his life, and he hadn't been brought up on looking after his health, he'd been brought up on all about the money. Go and get the money. That was his strong belief and value. Suddenly his values changed. He didn't want to die. So he refused to betray his value, which was, I want to be healthy. I want to live. I want to be better. I don't want this pain. So that's why he went backwards. He took control of his destiny, stopped drinking the Coca-Cola. Let's go to number 3. Find purpose in their difficulties. Now, this can be very challenging in the 3D paradigm. When we're going through those big fat wobblies, the ones are like, what happens is there a purpose to this? Is there a purpose to, I've got a client who she lost her grandchildren through a car accident, and then her husband has just died as well in a very short time. Probably at this time, she wouldn't be able to find purpose in the difficulties. Why? Because she's experiencing the pain, the hurt, the loss, the isolation, the separation. It won't be now that you would go through it, or she would go through it and find the purpose in that difficulty. That's part of our evolutionary process and growth is to go, wait, allow myself to be in that space. And as we gently, gently move on from that experience, because that's all it is on Earth world, is it's an experience. Then we start to find a purpose in the difficulties. And it never stops. You're going to grow and evolve all the time. And I know in the past when I did medical intuitive sessions, people would say, but Jean, I've dealt with that. Oh, I've done with that. Yeah, it's not going to come up. It's not that. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that happening again? Because it's a cycle. Then we come to it again and again and again, but we come to it closer and closer to understanding it less of pain and closer to the love aspect and to find a purpose in the difficulty to go, do you know what? That made me grow so much. I got this awareness. Wait, and then I got this awareness, and then I got this awareness, and I got this awareness. In 3D paradigm, we want to take it. And for example, here's the difficulty. I just want to throw it away. I'm done. It's just done. It's done. But then it comes back in a different form, and then it's like, it's done again. It's just finding a purpose. And when we understand that, which we did in mystery school, we understood that, okay, in this thing, I am resilient and I will find purpose in this. I don't know why this is happening. I don't need to understand why, but I know I'll get through this. I know I'll always find solutions. Then we go into the number 4. Make decisions to attract what they want. Because part of it is I've got to know what I don't want, and then I know what I want, and then I got to know what I don't want, and then I got to know what I want. It's actually a continual journey. And in fact, life is a journey. And you would have heard it. It's not the destination. It's not when you win the Boys Town home, or it's not when you get the millions of dollars or get married and whatever, you're going to be happy. It's the journey along the way. That's part of mystery school. And you would have heard that from all sorts of teaching, books, podcasts, YouTubes, people teaching it. It's a journey. So I go back to what's resilience. Being able to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties. And you do it quickly. You just may not think so on the time. And the ability to move through and grow from those difficult times. And so when a wobbly comes along, or if you're in a wobbly right now, take a breath, take control of your destiny, control the controllables. What can you do right now? Great question. What can I do right now in this moment? What can I do right now? Because when we're in that wobbly, we're going to look at the bigger thing and go, I can't get there. I don't know what to do and I haven't got what can I do right now? This happened to a client of mine recently. She was going through quite a big mental bully. And she just couldn't have clarity. And do I do, and I need to, and I'm not sure where's the money going to come from, and I've got a thing and a huge change of life. So I asked her, what's the one thing you could do right now? What one thing? Just one thing. Just take a breath and one thing can you do right now? Oh, I could clean out my wardrobe. I said, well, then just do that. Just do that. Control the controllables, clean out your wardrobe. You see, she's moving from a home situation, a moving house, a moving relationships, a moving everything. She wants to live over in Spain. But in her mind, it was just way too much with everything going on. It's the one thing. Take control. One thing, control. Number 2, what's your values? Why do you want to move? What's created that pain, hurt, loss, isolation, separation? And what had created it was she just wasn't happy living where she was, the work that she was doing. She'd always had a desire to live in Spain. She didn't have any commitments as such here. Besides, like a car loan, there was nothing else. Then go, sell the car. She gets rid of the car loan. So by refusing to betray her value, maybe you need to check what your values are. Because quite often we think our values are our values, but they're actually somebody else's. Check what your values are. What do you value? So I'm going to give you an example. My values are respect myself. If I respect myself, others respect me. My value is boundaries. Anyone that's been to one of my offline events, you know, if you're late, you're locked out because there's a respect for me, but there's a respect for yourself. As soon as you walk in, you will hand over your mobile phone and you will hand over your Fitbit, Galaxy Watch, Apple Watch, whatever kind of crazy watch it is, hand it over. They're my values. Why? Because the value is I need you to be in the present moment, to move away from the pain, hurt, loss, isolation, separation, and be over here. I want to take you on a journey over here. So what are your values? Go back to number 3. Find purpose in the difficulties. When you're in that moment, allow your grief, your pain, your hurt, allow it to be there. Allow yourself to feel the pain. Then take a breath. Go back to what can you control. It's really, I'm so devastated, can't think. Then, as you walk, you come clear on your values, which then will lead you to finding the purpose of, you know what? Yeah, look, I've got to leave. I've got to live in Spain, Jean. I have to do that. I went for the walk, like you said, and I've got to live in Spain. It's my heart's desire, also linked to a past life. And then make a decision to attract what you want. It's so easy. That's what I want. Now, I know there are latest words about manifesting and law of attraction, blah, blah, blah. But mystery school, it was about resilient people find their purpose. Because if I go through this journey, I will always manifest what I want. I just got to make a decision to attract what I want. That's all I got to do. That's what I want. I don't want that pain. And you're manifesting all the time. The word manifest means sign, symbol, indicator. You're doing it all the time. It's not about I manifested $20 million or I manifested. Please. So what do you want? What are your values? So let's just go back for a moment to the image. And for those that are in my Facebook group, Mistress School with Jean Sheen, you get this particular image. So you've got it as a reminder there. You can print it off, have it as a screensaver. And remembering you are extremely resilient. You just maybe not recognized it, acknowledged it, valued it within you. And of course, celebrate. So if there was a fifth thing, I would say celebrate, because that's really important as well. But it's knowing on this 3D world, we're always here to grow, to blossom, to learn. Now, not everyone thinks that way. My husband doesn't. He just says, oh, yeah, I go to work and that's it. There's no growing and evolution. Evolution for him is like when they've built the greatest new scientific something or other because he loves science. That's his evolution. Our greatest evolution is actually in our mind and our body. And then we create the other stuff. Simple. So simple. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do some golden heart sharing. And golden heart sharing is somewhere where you got a aha moment, and I call it a golden heart, not a golden nugget. Get from this lesson of Mystery School. So it's like, yeah, oh my gosh, because that's the practice for this week. Whatever you got this week, possibly the universe is going, these people listen to the lesson. Let's give them something to practice that. So I'm going to get you to share your golden heart. I'll go around the room of the Zoom room to mention your name. You can unmute yourself and share the golden heart. And if you're not able to unmute and you want to type it into the chat, just pop a Y. That way it says yes, Jean can share. That would be amazing. So let's go Laverne, Karen, and Leona.
Good morning.
Morning.
I knew I was going to go first. My golden heart for today is that I'm actually celebrating myself because I am incredibly resilient. And yeah, just with my new current goals and values, I am asking myself how I can be resilient to achieving them.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Karen.
Sorry, was that me? I couldn't hear properly.
Yes, it is, darling. Good morning.
When you talk about garden heart, were you talking about something that I've already learnt this week, or just from the takeaway from today?
Oh, just from this lesson, darling.
Yeah, feel I am quite resilient. There's been through quite a bit of stuff in my life. I guess at the end of the day, and yes, there is always a purpose for it. I totally agree that there is that, and yeah, and I think it leads to much greater things. Like even those little things that come up lead to a greater, bigger life purpose. So yeah, pretty cool.
Beautiful. Thank you, Karen. I'm loving how you guys are already claiming and acknowledging your resilience. So thank you. Leona.
Morning, everybody. I think my golden heart was that being the example of what's possible, it's interesting to find out those who notice and those who don't notice.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I will go Sonny, Kelly, and Audrey. I might go to Kelly. Sonny, if you can type it down, that'd be amazing.
Good morning. My golden heart share is that I am very resilient, and see, I get very emotional still over this, is all the loss that I've had in a very short time has all had huge purpose in my life, and it's been the most life awakening part of my life, and has shown me the greatest values to my life, that there's just so much more to life, and that the smallest things are the most valuable things, and joy and happiness are so much more important than the things that we used to think were so important. So yeah, resilience and loss are such an eye-opening in life.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to go to Andrew.
Good morning. Yeah, resilience. Yeah, the talk this morning made me realize I am resilient, and I can be resilient in making decisions for what's best for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Kim.
Good evening, everyone. Mine is I am here to raise my consciousness, which I thought was really profound. So thank you for that.
Pleasure. Thank you. And it is when we're more conscious, raising a consciousness, which is like I have an awareness, I have an awareness, and I have awareness. And when we be the example and do it for ourselves, we're actually raising the consciousness for others that want to join in, because, as Leona said, they observe us and they might ask, hey, how are you doing that? I'm running a business. So you might start running a business from whatever you do or whatever it is. But doing it for everyone else, it always comes back to allow yourself the blessing and the privilege of growing and evolving and raising your awareness so that you feel at peace and abundance and love. And then we've got Pauline, my golden heart, my resilience is following the value of my heart's desires. And Donna Marie, we've got, remember that I am immensely resilient through all of the adventures that are preparing me for next. And thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. It's not something that we go around saying, hey, my name's Jen, I'm resilient. G'day, hi, I'm resilient. However, you can do it for yourself. And we all have wobblies. I still have wobblies too. Some of you might have noticed on social media when I come back from Egypt, I had a big fat wobbly. I lost my eyesight, couldn't walk, was unconscious for a while. Am I resilient? You betcha. What did it bring from it? Big, fat, delicious awareness. Things like, what do parasites mean? So I wrote a blog on it. It allowed me to really evaluate my life, because it was quite disabling to not be able to see. What wasn't I seeing? And it was lots of things. I think I wore too many glasses related to the meaning of parasites and the medical intuition. It's like, wow. That allowed me to go through the process of, and I'll just share the screen so that you can see it again, I took control of my destiny. That I went, right, this and this and this and this need to happen, and we're not having this and this and this in my life. It had nothing to do with Egypt, by the way, or looking after the animals and getting parasites from the animals. Nothing to do with that. It was this and this need to change. in my life. Then, once I got those values, I became very, very strong in my new boundaries. And that aligned perfectly because it was about September and October, which is about birth and nurture under the millennium calendar. I refused to betray my values. And since setting those values, things have come up and I've gone, actually, no, not at all. That's just not going to happen. This is how it is. And did I find purpose in my difficulties? But always, always, always. Because in those difficulties, it just allowed me to set more boundaries, more rules, more guidelines for myself personally and professionally. Make decisions to attract what I want. I just went, okay, now this is what I want. And this is what will happen. And this is what's going to occur. It's easy. As they say, simples, simples. So allow yourself to practice. Remember with Mystery School, it's a lesson a week that we just keep on adding to and adding to and adding to. And that we are a soul having a human experience. Or we are magnificence and love, having the experience of isolation, separation here on this 3D paradigm. But at the same time as we're in 3D paradigm, we're in the fourth paradigm, which is heart space, and fifth paradigm, which is freedom. So we're constantly evolving and going, oh, I got through that. And you know what? Sometimes as we've been through that thing, that wobble, we don't look back and say, hey, congratulations. Maybe add that as number 6. Once you celebrate, congratulations. So have the bestest week. And I thank you so much for joining live, or for those that are watching back the recording. Make sure you comment. I'd love to hear from you. And just the art of celebrating you, because you are resilient. You've been through amazing things. You always will shine and blossom. And you are the example of what's possible. Remember, it always works out. So much love to everyone. Bye.